This is a small part of a paddock where we've got a really great grazing result. I just want to use this area as a comparison of what we're trying to achieve. So basically this is a paddock that was grazed by a very large mob of cows and calves to give us a really good even graze across the paddock, of which we've got. Obviously there's some rushes there, pin rushes in there, but aside from that there's very little clumping, and we've got a nice even graze right across it. By doing this, we've moved the cattle out at the time that we've got good ground cover still, and we should get really good growth back in here. Ground cover wise, we should have, food on offer there wise now. There'd probably be about 1200 kgs, which is our minimum benchmark that we want, that we've set out of our key decision making points for our key performance indicators. Anything below that, and we then run the risk of seeing the country become bare further down the track in the year. The cattle that were in this paddock have now been moved over into this paddock there, which again, obviously a stark difference. There's a fence line between them, and as we can see, the food on offer there is substantially more, above 2000 kgs per hectare, of which these cattle are now in that paddock there, which is an easterly facing aspect. They'll have a grazing period in there. There they are, a grazing period in there where we'll aim to try and knock that feed down to minimum of 1200 kgs, but probably ideally, if we can get a good even grazing across it, to 1500 kgs kgs of dry matter per hectare. The reason I thought this is a really good spot is because if I swing back around this other way to our other mob of cattle, which are the black baldies and black cattle there, they're in the next paddock below it. They're a large mob of cattle, and they've just about got that paddock to the point where we want to see it. There is some clumping that you can sort of still see on that ridge line there. So another week or so and those cattle are going to be moved out, and they're going to be moved into the paddock that's below there across the gully, of which it's now got well over 2000 kgs of dry matter in it, and they'll have a grazing period in there that sees it down to about 1200, 1500 probably ideally.